Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to share a story with you. It's a story that might just change the way you look at your life, your problems, and your future. So grab a seat, listen closely, and let's dive in. In a small, quiet village, there lived a young boy named Arjun. Arjun was bright and had big dreams, but he was trapped by a single powerful thought. My life is so difficult. Nothing good ever happens to me. This thought was like a shadow that followed him everywhere. It made him hesitant to try new things and quick to give up whenever he hit a roadblock. He saw every challenge not as a puzzle to be solved, but as proof that the universe was against him. In that same village, there was an old teacher, Master Dev. He was known far and wide for his wisdom, but even more so for his unwavering positivity. He had a way of seeing the good in everything and everyone. One afternoon, feeling completely defeated, Arjun went to Master Dev's home. "Master," he said, his voice heavy, "I try so hard, but nothing ever works out for me. I think I'm just unlucky." He truly believed that his fate was sealed, that he was destined for a life of struggle. Master Dev listened patiently, his eyes kind. He didn't offer a lecture or a long speech. Instead, he simply smiled, went into his kitchen, and came back with a glass of water. He took a small pinch of salt and stirred it into the glass. "Here," he said, handing it to Arjun, "drink this." Arjun, confused but respectful, took a sip. He immediately recoiled, his face scrunching up in distaste. "It's awful. It's so salty," he exclaimed. The old teacher chuckled softly. "Come with me," he said. He led Arjun out of the house and on a short walk to a beautiful, vast lake nearby. The water was crystal clear, shimmering under the sun. Master Dev took out the exact same amount of salt, just a tiny pinch, and tossed it into the massive body of water. The salt disappeared instantly. "Now," he said, gesturing to the lake, "drink from here." Arjun cupped his hands, scooped up some water, and drank. It was crisp, cool, and perfectly fresh. There was no hint of saltiness at all. Arjun looked at his teacher, puzzled. Master Dev's smile widened. "The salt," he began, "is like the problems and hardships in your life. The amount of salt was the same both times. It never changed. So what was different?" He paused, letting the question hang in the air. The difference wasn't the salt. It was the container. When your mind is small, filled with negativity and doubt, it's like that small glass of water. Even a tiny pinch of salt, a small problem, can make your whole life feel bitter and unbearable. But when you cultivate a positive mindset, your mind expands. It becomes vast and deep, like this lake. The same problems, the same pinch of salt, are still there, but they become so diluted that you can barely taste them. Their power over you diminishes. Those words struck Arjun like a bolt of lightning. He stood by the lake, replaying the teacher's words in his mind. The salt is the problem. Your mind is the container. It was such a simple idea, but it was profound. He realized he had been living his life with his mind as a tiny glass, allowing every little setback to poison his entire outlook. He had been focusing on the salt, not on the size of the container. From that day forward, Arjun made a conscious decision. He decided to become the master of his own mind. Every time a negative thought popped into his head, he would actively challenge it and replace it with a positive one. When he faced a failure, instead of collapsing and saying, "I can't do this," he trained himself to think, "Okay, that didn't work. I will try again, but this time I'll try a different way." When a plan went sideways, instead of despairing, he'd remind himself, "This is just a detour. Maybe something even better is waiting for me around the corner." It wasn't easy at first. Years of negative thinking had carved deep grooves in his mind. But he was persistent. He treated it like exercise, strengthening his positivity muscle day by day. Slowly but surely, Arjun's world began to change. Or rather, his perception of the world changed, and that made all the difference. This new positive energy gave him a sense of courage he'd never felt before. There was a prestigious scholarship he had always dreamed of, but had dismissed as impossible for someone like him. Now, armed with his new mindset, he thought, why not me? He spent weeks preparing, studying harder than ever before. He didn't just hope to win. He believed he could. And he did. He won the scholarship, and to everyone's amazement, he also became the top student in his class that year. People in the village started to notice the change. The old hesitant Arjun was gone. In his place was a young man who walked with confidence, who spoke with energy, and who faced challenges with a smile. His positivity was infectious. Years passed and Arjun's journey continued. He used his education and his unwavering belief in himself to start his own business. It grew and flourished, and he became a well-respected and successful entrepreneur. One day, a young journalist came to interview him, wanting to know the secret to his incredible success. Arjun leaned back in his chair and smiled, a smile that reminded him of his old teacher, Master Dev. "The secret is simple," he said. "It's the power of positive thinking. But let me be clear," he added, leaning forward. "Positive thinking doesn't mean you ignore your problems or pretend they don't exist. That's just delusion. Positive thinking is the unshakable belief that there is always a solution, always a way forward, even when you can't see it yet. It's about facing the salt, but knowing you have a lake inside you, not just a glass." Friends, this story isn't just about Arjun. It's about every single one of us. It teaches us a powerful, fundamental truth. The way we think shapes our reality. Your thoughts are the architects of your future. Negative thoughts are like locked doors. They block opportunities, drain your energy, and convince you that you are not enough. But positive thoughts? They are the master key. They unlock doors you never even knew were there. They fuel your determination and open your world to endless possibilities. Life will always have its share of salt challenges, setbacks, and disappointments are guaranteed. No one gets a free pass, but you have a choice. You can let those challenges make your life bitter, or you can expand your mind, cultivate hope and resilience, and realize that no problem is too big when your spirit is bigger. So I want you to make a promise to yourself today. Stop telling yourself you can't. Stop focusing on what's wrong. Start telling yourself you can. Start looking for what's right. Believe in yourself and believe in the incredible power of your own positive thinking. Because your mind is not a glass. It's a vast, limitless lake. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content to help you live your best life. Until next time, stay positive.